Hi there, this is video 614. We're dealing with inequalities, and this is the second one about checkpoints. So in the previous video, I talked about how with inequalities, you get a big range of answers, and that your answer is going to be on one side of the graph or the other. So how do you know which side based on your graphing? Well, you're going to do some checkpoints. And I am a paranoid mathematician. I always wanted to do 2 checkpoints. Okay, 2. Sometimes you end up doing more, but usually it's just 2. All right, so what we do, so here's our inequality. 2x plus 3y is greater than 7. So either my answers are on this side or my answers are on this side. That's what I mean, right? Okay, well, I don't know which it is. So what we do is you pick a point not on the graph, and it can be anywhere. Sorry, not on the line. So I can pick this point, I can pick this point, I can pick this point, I can pick this point. I can't have that one because that one's on the line. Okay, I can't use that point because it's not on the line. So step 1, pick any point not on the line. I'm going to be honest with you, my favorite is 0, 0. So I'm going to pick 0, 0. Okay, but it doesn't matter. So that's my first checkpoint, and I'm going to write it down. And then what you do is you put it into the inequality and make sure you carry the inequality with it and see if it's true or not. So 2x plus 3y is greater than 7. This is another paranoid mathematician thing. Always, when you're doing this, rewrite the equation before you start substituting. So now this is my x, and this is my y. You do that. So we got 2 times 0 plus 3 times 0 is greater than 7. So I got 0 plus 0 greater than 7. 0 is greater than 7. No. And that's okay. Don't freak out. Because when you do checkpoints, one is going to be correct, the other one is going to be incorrect. So apparently I picked the incorrect one first. Okay, now substitute and check. I got a 50-50 chance it's going to be right or wrong. Okay, so the third point, so this one, people get freaked out. How do I know which number to pick? Any one is fine as long as it's not on the line. But when you go to pick your second point, on the opposite side. Okay, so I got 0, 0. This is to the left of the line. Now I need to pick a point. I can't use this side anymore. I have to pick a point up here. And I'm going to pick, and it may seem a little odd. Whoops, I forgot something here. Do that and put a big old X on this side. And then I'm going to pick 3 and 3. So when I can, I pick numbers where it's a double so that if I accidentally screw up where my X and Y go, it's not going to matter. Pretty cool. The other thing, unless I absolutely have to, I could have picked like a number out here with some negatives, but why? I don't want to add negatives. I don't want to make my life more difficult than it has to be. So there's some tips. Again, you can use any point, but I'm going to show you how to make it easy. So my second point is 3, 3. Now I'm going to rewrite 2x plus 3y is greater than 7. 2 times 3 plus 3 times 3 is greater than 7. So 6 plus 9 is greater than 7. 15 is greater than 7. And check. So this side. So my answer is on this side of the equation. Now, because I didn't say anything about what kind of number line this is, we're just going to shade it. Sometimes you make dots, sometimes you shade it. But what that means is any number that I pick, so let's say, for example, I pick that one instead, which is coordinates 4 and 1. That should work too. Hold on for a sec. Give me a piece of scrap paper. Let me show you what I mean. So, two x plus 3y is less than 7. 2 times, now, because it's 4 and 1, I got to pay attention. Make sure this goes where the x is and this goes where the y is. 2 times 4 plus 3 times 1 is greater than 7. 8 plus 3 is greater than 7. 8 and 3 is 11. It's greater than 7. So any number I pick, I can keep going. I don't want to. I'm not going to do another one. Any number I pick in here is going to work. I could pick that point, which is like 1.5 by 2.5. I can, but that's going to be more work. I don't want to. I'm always going to use whole numbers when I can. Anyway, anything on this side is going to work. And if I keep picking numbers on this side, they're never going to work. Okay, so there we go. Now, x is less than or equal to y minus 3. I really have no idea which side of the graph it's on. This one I kind of knew because it was supposed to be whatever my total was bigger than 7. So I thought, yeah, it makes sense that it's going to be these big numbers. This one, I got nothing. So that doesn't matter. There we go. I'll pick 0, 0, my first checkpoint. Again, anything will work as long as it's not in a line. So x is less than or equal to y minus 3. So 0 is less than or equal to 0 minus 3. 0 is less than or equal to minus 3. Is that right or wrong? I should be wrong, right? Sorry, that's terrible. Not to mention me going, ah. Anyway, let's get back to math here. 0 is the bigger one, so this is wrong. Okay, so I use 0 and 0. It's a good idea to put an X there because sometimes you do your calculations and then you forget what you were doing. So, there, make it obvious. Not this side. But you're an mathematician and your ever so lovable instructor says you need to do 2 points. So now I need to pick a point over here somewhere. I don't know. It's going to end up being a negative, so I got to pay attention. So this is coordinates minus 3 and 2. So minus 3 and 2. This should work. X less than or equal to y minus 3. So minus 3 is less than or equal to y is 2. And you know what? You can even do like that. 2 minus 3. So minus 3 is less than or equal to 2 minus 3, which is minus 1. That is indeed correct. So this side is the correct side. So for now, there we go. So again, anything in this section here, this part of the graph is going to work. Anything on this side, it's not. How about you do the last one? All right, I trust that you did. And on this equation, I don't get to use 0, 0 as my point because my line goes right through it. Remember, your first point anywhere you want it, just not on the line. So, use 1 and 1. And y is less than minus x. So 1 is is less than -1. And that's all I got. So that's like a big old no. So this is not the correct side. So hopefully something over here is. I don't know. Any point again will do. That's -3 and 0. -3 and 0. Y is less than -x. So 0 is less. Ooh, this is going to be very sneaky. Okay, so watch. This negative came from the question, and this negative came from the actual coordinate. So 0 is less than 3, and this one works. So apparently, I'm really good at guessing the wrong side. Okay, so this is my solution side. It's what's called the feasible region. And a little important note here at the bottom. When you're doing this, one check point should work and one shouldn't. So a yes and a no. If both work or both don't work, something went wrong. Most common things is, oh, coordinated. I'll have to fix that. Maybe you read the coordinates of the point wrong. Okay. Check your calculations, maybe somewhere along here. Like this would have been a really common one. If you didn't catch that and that was a negative, then both would have been no. Okay. If you get 2 no's, one of the things you can, or 2 yeses, just calculate a third point. Not unlike when we did linear equality or linear graphing. If you put 3 points and they're not in a line and you can't find your error, just plot a 4th one. Odds are pretty high that 3 out of the 4 lines points are going to line up and you're good to go. Sometimes, occasionally, I've even seen if you have the graph in the wrong place. So, for example, if this line actually should have been like drawn up here or something, because I graphed it wrong, and then I picked these 2, then they're both going to say yes, because I think they're on both sides of the line. It happens. Don't freak out. Most of the time, if you plot another checkpoint, it's going to catch it. The only time that won't work so good is when the graph is plotted incorrectly. But I have faith in you guys. This is going to work. It's going to be cool. End of video.